Just, all right, Derek.
Which coupling model is best for the church and society? Modern dating, courtship, or an arranged marriage?
Uh,
Yikes.
oh.
Okay, let's take the question off so I can see who's on there real quick, Enos. All right, and we'll have Christine go first. Which of the three do you think is best? Modern dating, courtship, or an arranged marriage?
Um, Definitely not
Two.
modern dating.
Okay, so it's two left. Which one are you gonna pick? Courtship or
I'm going to go with courtship.
okay, I appreciate that. Patty, for you, which of the three do you think is best for the church and society?
Courtship.
Okay, Karen
Courtship.
and Crystal.
Courtship.
Okay, Enos.
Arranged
Get
marriage.
canceled today, buddy.
I think that's best.
Arranged? Okay, and then Derek.
I'm going with arranged marriage. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm going with courtship.
You go with courtship. Okay. Let's get into let's go with Patty. Why do you say you said courtship, right?
I did.
Okay, and 20 seconds or less, why courtship?
Because I don't like the other two. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, let's be real. Tell the truth, shame the devil, right?
Pretty much.
So that's what you got for that one? That's why?
I mean, I definitely think arranged marriage is not well. I mean, I know it served its purpose when it did, and it's not anymore. And the dating is not. So the courtship is actually the rules and the regulations. I can't remember them all, but I feel that those are more into the Christian church.
Okay, Christine. What about for you? Why do you say courtship?
Yep. It was definitely the lesser of three evils for me.
Okay.
Also, I do know quite a few people who had arranged marriages and they worked fine for them.
Okay. Crystal.
Modern dating is hookup culture. Arranged marriage to me is things that they still do in other countries, and courtship seems like it aligns more in being a Christian.
Okay, and then Karen, for yourself.
I agree with what everyone is saying. I agree with that. I believe
Okay.
in courtship.
And before we bring in the black sheep in this, with Enos, Derek, go ahead and why did you pick courtship? Or you picked the courtship, right?
I'm with Crystal. I mean, with Christine. It's the lesser of the three evils. I would have to know some more parameters with the arranged marriage because I might lean that way. But right now, in this Western world, Christian living in America, I got to go with courtship.
Okay, Enos. You got her at your neck right now, man. What's going on?
I'm gonna just take this risk.
You are the melanated sheep right now. The heavily melanated sheep.
Just I guess examine the evidence. Just the way this country is, the way it is now culturally, we have got so far from the way marriage was and our values were for marriage in the past. So I'm saying the reason I said that arranged marriage is probably, I think, is better for today because if you think about some other, what's the way I want to find out? Some of the reasons why people do arranged marriages. A lot of times the family are closer because it's a family dynamic. You have both families agree to this, keeps families close. So that means you have the support. It reduces societal pressures for the women and men. If you look biblically, marriage it wasn't for love; it's more duty. So that's something easier to navigate, and it's just a lot of evidence to show that people that have arranged marriages in other cultures and other countries, their marriages tend to last longer. So,
okay, does anybody? Okay, so who disagrees with what Enos said? That could be Patty, Derek, Karen, Crystal, or Christine. Who has a disagreement? Karen, you disagree with what he
Yeah,
said?
I don't disagree. I mean, if I could do an arranged marriage, I probably would, the way society is and the way this
Me
world
too.
is today.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
if I could get someone to arrange a marriage for me, yes, and a
So are you
family.
changing your mind? Because initially you picked courtship and he said an arranged marriage, and now you're saying
Well,
you don't
what
disagree.
what that young man is saying, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the times that we're living in now,
Yeah.
it is a different times.
Okay, I
You really
appreciate
don't
that.
know whether you're male or female, according to what the world is saying now. So it is kind of scary here. But
Okay, okay. Okay, Patty, do you agree or disagree with what Eno said? Do you still maintain courtship, or do you think arranged marriage is better for the church and society?
I agree with what he said, but I still maintain courtship.
So why is courtship better than arranged marriage for society and the
Hon-
church?
Honestly, I don't think I could trust somebody. I just don't.
So you're saying it's personal to you because we're
It
talking
is.
about just society.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. That's personal to me. For society,
And for the church.
I don't know if I
Let me
can.
ask it this way. Do you think we'll have better outcomes for marriage for the church and the society if it was arranged or if there was courtship or modern dating?
Yeah, I switch. I'm going to arrange.
The arranged.
yeah.
Okay, so
You're
Christine,
talking
what about for
about
yourself?
society.
Better outcomes.
For the church and for the society. And let me just help people out real quick when I mean better outcomes, because we have a lot of statistics on this topic. We're talking about criminality. We're talking about raising up godly children. We're talking about literacy rates. We're talking about income wise. We're talking about less teen pregnancy. We're talking about all these different things, these outcomes that affect us every day. When you're at the ATM, do you got to look behind your back? Do you got to make sure nobody's looming around you when you're at the ATM? Which family structure is going to lead to the best outcome for the church and society? Modern dating, courtship, or arranged marriages?
Mm.
Christine, do you agree with Enos or do you disagree with him? Open soapbox.
Oh, someone is not gonna like this now.
I mean,
Oh, somebody's gonna be mad.
You won't like my marriage if it's arranged.
like I said, I know plenty of people who have arranged marriages and they work. So
But what's your thoughts for society? Which one is going to lead to a healthier church and a healthier society? Arranged or courtship, as you previously stated?
Mhm.
I guess I could change to arranged marriage.
Okay, and Crystal, what about for yourself?
I'm I'm like 50-50 between the courtship and the arranged marriage.
50-50. He pays for the date, you pay for the date second? Oh, no, I'm fine. That's a different show. Different show. Different show. Sorry, I had flashbacks, y'all. I got
No.
PTSD.
No,
All right,
No.
Crystal, go ahead.
I'm thinking about the arranged marriages and, the success rate and the way that they, lead the family and the Christian principles. I don't know. Maybe I might change my answer to arranged marriage as well.
Okay, I got a question for the panel real quick and the audience out there. And so we have comments. Definitely put them on the screen and let it be known.
Arrange. Others just what?
Just put him on the screen, but let him finish his thought though.
Well,
So which one do we see represented in the scriptures more? Modern dating, which obviously we're not going to see because it's modern dating, courtship, or arranged marriages? Patty, which one do you see in the text?
Arranged marriages.
Christine, which one do you see in the text?
Arranged marriages.
Derek, which one do you see in the text?
Arranged marriages.
Enos?
I want to ask some more stuff, but go back around. Arranged marriages. I want to ask
Karen?
Arranged marriages.
Crystal?
Arranged marriages.
Ah.
Okay, now if we see arranged marriages in the text, why is there this apprehension from all of us on the panel and in the society when it comes to arranged marriages?
Ooh! I know.
Because it takes our
I think it's the whole idea of someone else picking your mate for you.
Okay. You know what's interesting about that, and I still want to go around, is that everybody loves to talk about Boaz. And that's exactly what happened in the Boaz and Ruth, right? Ruth and Boaz situation. It was picked for her, a kinsman redeemer. So I hear people preach on that, and women say, "I want to find my Boaz," but that was an arranged setup.
Yep. You know what's funny? I think if we can eliminate in our minds the negative that we may think with arranged marriages, I
Yeah.
think if we can eliminate that, arrange is I'm 100% on board with that right now, because I'm just thinking right now it's we got Crystal, Karen. No, I need the faces, homie.
Yeah. My bad.
Crystal, Karen, Patty, all of you guys on the screen right now, and the ones that are watching. I need all of y'all to go find that person, and I need you to arrange me. I'm going to take it.
See, y'all
I
got y'all's
spoke it
first.
into, I spoke it into existence. Like, go make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
See, I
just
got y'all's first client right there for the arranged marriage.
And it shall
And
be given unto you.
Can I say something? I think arrange is intimidating a little bit because the word itself, because I have to make sure that the person that they pick or choose thinks similar to my beliefs in the way I feel.
but
So
That's
that's
the
That's
whole
the
idea of
but that's
arrange.
that's the that's
God.
the purpose. And I
Yeah.
want to address what Patty said, because Patty said she just doesn't trust. That's why the question said she doesn't trust. Oh, that's why the question says for church and society,
right.
because it's a community effort, right? So you got your family that have an assessment. They both, I'm just saying, it's rules what they do. Both families on agreement. So you could say we have to have. Karen said we have to have our same values. The values will be aligned up because both parties came to agree these are the stipulations. You got shared values. You have culture people that's really big in culture. You can maintain your culture, and you have a good support system because both families came together. The church came together. The society is all in agreement that this is what's best for society. So, and then you have clear expectations. Clear expectations. When you are courtshiping, a lot of people come with their own ideologies, so it's not really clear what the goal is and what marriage
Mhm.
really means. So that I just wanted to elaborate why I think we should start considering that for our families.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Well,
Okay, then go ahead, Karen. Go ahead.
I agree because my son is coming down from Alexander, Virginia, and it's this young lady in church that I really like. So I told him I wanted him to
Ah,
introduce. Yeah, I
you
mean,
know what's funny about what you're saying, Karen? I think a lot of times in these conversations, we think of ourselves as the ones getting the marriage arranged for, instead of being the ones arranging it for somebody that we're responsible for.
Yeah.
right, right.
So think about a daughter or a son or a
Yeah.
nephew or a niece.
Hmm.
Who do you think would
Mhm.
do a better job picking a spouse for them?
His
Their
mother.
family and their church, or their friends and them?
Yeah.
Oh.
When it says that foolishness is bound in a child's heart.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay, he's looking.
Hmm.
Think about your preference and taste of the man when you were 15, 16, all the way up to like 23, 24, and what you think is important in a spouse now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
all
Hey,
right. Well,
Vulcan,
look. Yes, sir.
At this point.
the global divorce rate for arranged marriages is 4 to 6%.
That's
Wow.
why I say, yeah, more successful. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Arrange me. I'm doing a TikTok tomorrow. Arrange. Arrange.
That's at
That
Okay,
Derek
is.
Bain at TikTok. At
Derek,
Derek Bain at
am I
TikTok.
gonna if I do this, am I gonna get a finder's fee? Because
Ooh,
I
oh
let's up the
yes,
ante.
definitely.
wait,
Yes.
I'm
I'm going to
pretty.
say a nice big old prayer for you.
Definitely, because he's raised in the church. He's an aerospace engineer. Really nice, humble child. Yes, yes. He would be someone's really good Boaz.
Hey,
Yes.
your fee is going to be the successful marriage that I will have with this person that you introduced me to. That will be your fee.
Y'all
We
think
talked
about
about
all the
we talked about unconditional love earlier in that, Crystal.
Yes.
y'all think about all the relationship woes that people deal with a 50-50. Can you go on a coffee date? All these things. Wouldn't
Oh
that be
my
alleviated if
God.
the
Don't I
parents just
know
figured
it?
that stuff out
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
family, in the church, if you don't have that kind of family support?
Right.
You know what though? You're now
Yeah, three
when you think
generational
about when we think about
bloodlines.
it with our kids, that may be so. But what about when you're 53 years old?
I'm
We're
57.
all over 40.
I think at
Well, I
this
want to say this real quick.
You
I want to say this point. There's statistics on this part right here, and this is maybe a little more heavy than we're prepared for. But what the studies show is that when people have had less than 5 intimate partners,
women,
their
not
yes,
yeah.
men. Yes, sorry, women. When women have had less than
No,
5
don't say
intimate
men.
partners, their chance of happiness in a relationship skyrockets. Once you've
Say,
had more than 5, it drastically dwindles. So, and women have a bonding hormone in order to bond with the person they're with. So that's why you look at ancient Israel all the way throughout the world, people tend to marry at young ages. And when they do so, if they haven't had that many intimate partners, typically they're virgins or very close to virgins, mostly virgins, they're able to bond with the person they're with.
Mhm.
That person's been vetted to be somebody that's suitable for them in a lot of different ways, and they're able to bond with them. So with women that are in their elder years that have had a lot more experiences with men, the statistics show that it's a lot more difficult for them to bond to that guy.
And that's scientific. And I want to add biology, but even mentally, less romantic ideologies. Yeah.
So
what if you? I'm sorry, I read the
what?
comments.
I mean, what is
Oh yeah.
because the women have had less experience physically that she bonds better when she gets, well, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Shout out to Vulcan. All right.
Where
So
you
Heather M said arrange.
arranged marriages. But if you actually look at it from an angle, arranged marriages are actually happening. Where? I'm going there. Send me there.
Right.
That's the third world country, or something like that in India, maybe.
I'm out.
You say, right.
I'll be
Um,
back.
but you'll
Hello,
be
can y'all hear me? Can y'all
surprised.
hear me?
We can
Yes.
now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, but I thought I thought you went out. It was me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
actually,
So
go down to help the bear. He's on this subject now.
I don't have Help the
It's the
Bear.
one where he says, "What if?"
Oh, I missed that. Shout out to
Yeah,
Help the Bear. Okay, that's the one he's like.
yeah. What if we hook up during courtship? Isn't that modern dating under the guise of better intent? You know what? I was thinking that. I was like, courtship is you putting yourself in a position where you could do some dumb stuff only to realize he ain't the one. And now for women, that body counts adding while during your courtships. Yeah, arrange me.
Shout out to Help the
Oh, can I?
Bear.
I think
Arrange
somebody
me too. Arrange me too.
Uh,
edible arrangements.
okay.
They got the concept right.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We got
Anybody else have
also.
anything on that question?
no, but I have
Oh,
another question. But hopefully, you guys will get to it because it's
okay,
been
yeah,
on my
yeah. So
thoughts.
yeah, we'll get to don't write that down. Don't forget it. We got a few more questions. Then we'll make sure we get to your question for sure.
Well, we got
We
one
def-
last question if you want to ask
Oh
one.
man, we